Good evening, everybody. I'm Pierre Roberge, the Daily Trader. It is February 25th, and we are going to take a look at a few stocks that my YouTube members have suggested to me to analyze on Friday. So every Friday, I analyze stocks suggested by my members. So if you want to suggest me a stock for me to look at, you need to become a member. So let's start with SOFI. I don't know how to pronounce that, SOFI or SOFI. So we have looked at that one before. So there's a huge congestion zone between 1410 and 2455. But now we have broken outside of that congestion zone. What I can tell you here, I'm going to do it like this here. Look, oh yeah, this is perfection. So we are in this downtrend. So we have been in a downtrend basically since November 11th. Very steep one, but a less steep one since November 29th. Look at this and how perfectly the stock is trying to break that line. This is not a coincidence. This stock has been trying 4 times to break that line. So right now it looks like it's starting to come back here again. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the stock can reach 1220 something. Then, depending on its force, will it cross this resistance? I don't know. But when it does, it's going to mean that the stock should be continuing on that new trend. So I see here that there is an earnings call that is coming very soon, March 1st. So I don't know much about this company, about the fundamentals of this company, but if you do, yeah, I think that this earnings call might have some push on the stocks. So what you need to watch is a break of this resistance here with the stochastic over 60 to indicate if the move is really strong. To be even more safe, because there's different level of safety here, we see that there's a little bit of a top here that the stock has been making. To be safer, the stock would need to break this and then break this little bit of a resistance. But now we are getting to 1410. So why not just wait for 1410? So of course you can buy it right now and make money. If you buy it right now and it goes to 15, you will make more money. But there is nothing, but it's a riskier move. Once we are back over 1410, this is the safest bet. And once you get in, then this is the safest bet. But you decide what you want to do. I'm not here to make decisions for you. I'm just here to tell you the things that you need to look for. So let's take a look at GM. So GM, okay, I have looked at it before. So GM was in a big uptrend since basically like many stocks. Since March, it started to go back up. So it went from $16 to $60. So that's a pretty big move. And we can see that the stock has been basically going sideways for over a year, maintaining itself above 50-20. And now 50-20 has been broken. So I had drawn this downward resistance. I need to adjust it a little bit to reflect what actually happened. So I will adjust it like this. And because it does not fit perfectly, I feel like I want to do this double resistance I sometimes do when things are a little bit unclean. This is a pretty steep resistance. This is pretty steep. Usually the steeper the resistance, the shorter they tend to be. So a stock does not like to move either super high, super fast, or super low, super fast. So this is pretty steep, I feel. So I think the stock might start breaking these two resistance pretty soon. And it looks like we are getting very close to doing that right now. So I would tend to say that I would wait until the stock goes back over 50-20, just to make sure that things have been taken care of on this downward side here before the stock starts to go back up. In terms of stochastic, still not a great force in the stock. Stochastic at 30, MACD has not even broken up bullish. So this is not ripe yet. This is definitely not ripe yet. ARK Invest. Yeah. ARK Invest. Look at this. Cathy Wood was a king last year. She was a king last year. But this year, I don't want to say that she's looking like a clown because she's not a clown. She's a very smart woman. But I think she's looking too much at fundamentals. So the companies that she is investing in are all great companies. I don't doubt that for a second, but the stock market is not rational. So there's a lot of psychology in the stock market. And if you only look at fundamentals, you miss a lot of what makes the stock market move. It's too bad that she has been investing in companies that are great long term, but the short term, this fund went from $112 to $47. So this is incredible. This is incredible. And we can see an M pattern here. We can see a head and shoulder. We can see a bunch of things, but the M pattern here, this is a simple pattern. It just says that once we break this line, there's a start in the bear trend. She should have sold right here at $97 and call it a day and call it a year, because the stock just went super down here. Look at this. Look at this. We have a top right here. So after going down, the stock made it up and never broke that top, and then started going down at this rate, and started going down at this rate, and then started going down at this rate. You have 1, 2, 3 different speed down. So it's pretty sad. What can I say about that? So right now, if we start breaking this one here, okay, I'm going to put it right here instead. So let's say 52, 53. This is a nice number. So 52, 53 maybe is something, maybe it's starting to look like a congestion zone, except this little thing here. It sometimes happens that once we are in the congestion zone, the stock, a candle just breaks outside of it to fool you. And once you have been fooled, then the stock is going back up. So most likely this move was created by some institutional investors that have big pocket, and they can sell a little bit of a stock just to make it appear that it's going down. And once people start to sell, they go and buy and make the stock go up. So I would say I would wait until 52, 53. Let me just do this last resistance right here. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, wait until we break this here. So you could get in approximately at 49 something. Stochastic is pretty high, huh? Stochastic is at 57, very close to our 60. So I would feel a little bit more confident buying once we break this resistance right here, assuming stochastic is at over 60, and it should be. But then be prepared to sell if it starts to turn around here. But then if it does not, you would be in the stock and you would just let it go for some time. But if we break, let me give you this number here, but if we break 42.90, then I would wait further. I would just watch it go down further. So there you go. You have the two numbers you need to care about. Let's now look at Pan American Silver. Okay, just getting a feel for the stock here. Pan American Silver. So yeah, it's easy to see. It's quite clear that here we were in a congestion zone right here, then came down. And then if you had drawn this, you could have bought right here, and we did a pullback here. Oof, this was volatile. Wow, this was crazy. Okay, but this was because of COVID, of course. This was because of COVID. So it shut down and then shut back up. This is a congestion zone again. Then we came down here, and now we are into another congestion zone right here. Okay, let me make it a little bit nicer. This was just a broad stroke kind of thing. Okay, yeah, it's not super clean. I want to do this. So I want to do something like this. Maybe here. Yeah, this is a double resistance, because we sometimes go as high as this, but sometimes we stop right here. So we have a double resistance kind of thing. And let me do the channel part of it. Okay, this makes sense. I'll look at how the stock stopped right here and then use that as support. And now it's using it as support right here. So this seems to be pretty right. This is still a downward channel. It's basically going downward more than sideways. It's going downward. And we sometimes, for big channels like this, we can do a middle trend line that I like to do in gray. So a middle trend line, and we are at the bottom of that trend line here. Okay, the good thing is that we have stochastic almost over 60. So this was a nice move for the stock. So from $20 to $23. This was a validated move by stochastic. There were some earnings. Okay, so this did not look too good. So maybe this is why the stock is coming back down. And earnings and revenues. And this is a dividend stock also. You see here, okay, this is what is happening a little bit more short term. So I'm going to remove this middle kind of thing. It won't be useful in this case. So yes, this is a downward congestion zone, I would call it. And the stock seemed to be going back and forth right here. But yeah, wait until it breaks here. I would wait until the stock breaks this. So we are talking about, because this is a decreasing resistance, I cannot give you an exact number. So maybe it's 25.15 or something like that. So over 25 or so, then if the stock breaks this, then it means that the momentum might help it, might make it go towards this other resistance. So we are talking around 30 bucks. Yeah, so I would wait a little bit. And most of the time when we trade, we wait and we wait and we wait and we let the stock do its thing, and stabilize and tell us what it's doing when it's stabilizing. And then at some point, boom, it changes something. This is when we get in and we write that. So most of the time, we are looking at stocks that are not doing much. It's sad, but this is how it works. Let's go see HCI group. Wow. So from 140 to 60. So I think, okay, so we had a gap here. Did we fill the gap? Looks like it. Yeah, look at this. We filled the gap. I'm going to use this one here. So we fill the gap and look at how perfectly it fits here with how it fits with this top here. So we filled the gap. So in theory, the stock should be moving back up, but it's not yet. It's still, we have a resistance right here at 71 bucks, 07, 71 bucks. Let me just put this in the right color, 71 bucks. And this one here is at 62.89, 62.89. So congestion zone, back in the congestion zone. So wait for a break of 71.07, 71.07 with a nice stochastic, and stochastic seems to be going up quite nicely. It's at 45. So once you are at 71, then the stock seems like it's going to be, the stochastic seems like it's going to be at over 60. So maybe the time to buy this stock back has come or will come soon. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you want to suggest me a stock to analyze on Friday, become a YouTube member. And then I'm going to be posting on Thursday a little post asking you to suggest the stocks, and I'm going to do them the next day. So thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.